Welcome to another Ortelia Curator tutorial. In this video tutorial what we're going to look at is importing various types of media such as movie files and sound files and how we can then display them in the environment. So the first thing we need to do is to have our Media Art tab enabled, which we have, and at the moment our list is empty. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and import a sound file and a video file. Okay, so what we have to do is click the import button and then navigate to the folder where our media files are. So in this case what I'm going to do first is bring in an MP3 file. You can also load WAV files if you have them. Okay, so there it is in our list. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import a movie file. Okay, so we've imported our sound file and our movie file. So the first thing we want to do is utilize this sound file. So we've selected the sound file, and from our drop down menu we make sure that we've got speaker enabled, and then we can simply place. And we place the speaker on the floor, for example, and you can hear the music playing. Note too that as we move away from the source and behind walls in particular, the level of sound drops off, and so we can play with the volume to make sure that we don't have bleed around this corner, but back in the space we'll have music playing. Now additionally we can add more speakers if we want. So having the sound file still selected, I click add source, and that's the first speaker that we have here, and we'll add one more now, and that's the second speaker. So I've selected my second speaker and clicked place, and you can see that it's moving around the space, and I will put that in this corner. So now we have two speakers playing, and again the volume will work across both of those. So now, for now, we'll just remove these so that we don't have them in the way, and the next thing we're going to look at is video files. So I'm going to move a little bit back from the wall, and the first thing we're going to do is create a projection. And in this case we're going to go to the plinth tab and create and select one of the plinths that we created previously and place that about here. So it's about 260 centimeters from the wall that we're going to project onto. Moving back to the Media Art tab, I'll now select our movie file that we imported, and what I want for this one is for it to be a projector. So I click projector and then I click place, and note we've now got a projector. And I'll put that projector on the plinth and point at the wall, and there is our projection. So we can do various things with this now. We can increase the projection angle, for example. We can even play with the orientation of it if we want to. Once again, you have full control over the volume, so we can turn that up and down, and we can test the bleed if we move to another part of the gallery. Okay, now we may want to change this from being a projection to a monitor, for example, so a computer monitor. So if we click monitor, there we have it, and we have to of course replace it. So I'll click place and move it onto our plinth, and I will then turn it around so it's facing the direction we want it. And of course I can adjust it and say this is actually a 50-inch monitor, for example. Alternatively, I could change this to a television and place it on a wall somewhere. So let's say I want it there, and again it's a 50 centimeter television. I can also flip it into portrait mode if I want to, or back again. And of course I can adjust volumes as I want. Now again, you can then remove this by either clicking the delete button or by clicking the remove button. And that's pretty much all there is to adding media to Ortelia. I guess one final thing is that you can attach additional sound sources for your various media types, such as the TV. So for example, we've made this, we've added 2 extra speakers, and we'll place these speakers where we want them. And there you go.